History shows you that the higher you pick in the AFL National Draft, the better percentage you have of getting a star player in. However, that doesn't mean late picks can't be just as valuable, and often nailing selections beyond the first couple rounds of the draft can make a big difference to a team. So in looking back at the past 10 draft years, who have been the players to slide back to the depths of it and become steals? In this video, we will have a look at some of the players that were taken beyond the 50th pick in the national draft that have turned out to be influential for their clubs. Now this will exclude father-son and academy players. The best of the bunch taken beyond pick 50 is Jordan Dawson. He was a bit of a slow burn, as many of these players are, but once he began playing regular AFL games, he quickly developed into a star. Dawson was picked up by Sydney at selection 56 in the 2015 draft. Kinnear Beatson, the Swans recruiting manager at the time, said, "Jordan is a medium-sized forward who ended up playing some good football with Sturt at league level in the Sandful. He has really strong hands overhead and has a booming left foot kick." In 2019, Dawson broke out playing 20 games in defence and on the wing. This is where he mainly played up until 2023. He was a good player at this stage in his career, but was a part of the Swans system rather than being one of their focal points. That would all change when he requested a trade home to South Australia, joining the Adelaide Crows. He spent his first year in 2022 still in defence, putting up career highs across the board. The highlight of his first year as a Crow was that game winner in the showdown and his showdown medal. Since then, Dawson, who became captain of Adelaide in 2023, has become a key midfielder for the Crows and a star of the competition. The last 2 seasons has seen him poll 38 total Brownlow votes, win back-to-back best and fairest, and average 25.8 disposals per game. At his time with Adelaide, he has also missed just 1 game in 3 seasons. Sydney clearly stole the tall utility, and now Adelaide have gotten the best out of him with his overhead marking and accurate left foot, big parts of the way he plays. Although Jack Ginnivan, Nick Watson and Connor McDonald were the big celebrators and media stars from the Hawthorn New Age Mosquito fleet, the best of them was Dylan Moore. He was picked 67 in the 2017 draft and was actually delisted by Hawthorn after 2020, but re-picked up by them in the rookie draft. He's had to get to this point in his career the hard way. Even in his draft year, he slipped down the boards more than expected. Rookie Me Central had him projected between picks 30 to 50. Who knows why? Perhaps Moore's size wasn't translatable to an AFL midfield role, but his draft profile says his pressure up forward and footy smarts are outstanding, with Moore able to slot in as a small forward at the next level where he can hit the scoreboard. He has done exactly that. In 2021, he played 20 games and has not dipped below that threshold and has been Hawthorn's most consistent player since that season. He's now played exactly 100 games for a return of 110 goals and a career disposal average of nearly 18.5. 2024 saw him receive 51 coaches' votes, 9 Brownlow votes, and become an All-Australian for the first time. At just 25, he has well over another 100 games left, and at pick 67, surely other AFL clubs are scratching their heads as to why Moore fell so far in the 2017 draft. A couple crucial key position steals have also come in this part of the draft. Pick 66 and 73 in 2016 saw 2 raw prospects at the time selected. Both have become All-Australians and important parts of their teams. The latter of the two was Nick Larkey. Coming out of the Oakley under-18s, he was a project pickup at North Melbourne at selection 73. ESPN's verdict on him at the time was a raw key position player who will need time invested into him. He has the scope to play either end, and at 198 centimetres with his athleticism and contested marking, has some scope to develop. In his first 2 seasons, he managed a couple top tier games, but from 2019 onwards, we've seen the progression at the AFL level. 27 games across 2019 and 2020 for 40 goals was solid, and in 2021 he became the focal point for North Melbourne. He's had little help in a poor team, but been a shining light. Since 2021, he's played 68 games and kicked 197 goals, including 71 in 2023, which propelled him into one of the best key forwards in the competition and a maiden All-Australian Blazer. He is just 26 and hitting his prime years. At pick 66 was the mature age Luke Ryan. He was 20 when he was selected by Fremantle after a season in the VFL with Coburg. It is remarkable he fell this far back with the numbers he put up in the competition. In the 2016 VFL season, he was named the best player under 23 despite playing just 10 games due to a shoulder injury. In the games he played, he led the VFL for intercept possessions per game and was second for intercept marks per game. The quick progression at that level translated straight into the AFL. He played 10 games in 2017, his first AFL year, and from then on has been a great intercept player for Fremantle. His career averages include 6.7 intercept possessions, 2 intercept marks, and 21 disposals per game. They are outstanding numbers for a career. He has been named All-Australian twice in 2020 and 2024, and won Fremantle's Best and Fairest in 2020. He's been a consistent, no-fuss defender who proves again that mature age pickups have huge upside. One of the more unique players in the current day is Brian Myers. It's really no surprise in hindsight he fell to pick 57 in the 2017 draft, taken from the Geelong Falcons. The first sentence of his draft profile perfectly describes him. Brian Myers is a natural footballer who, while he might lack a yard and a natural leap, he makes up for it in football IQ, which is off the charts. Clearly his lack of athleticism was a deterrent, as his projection had him going in the second round, but as Geelong do, they saw something that perhaps the other clubs didn't. He debuted in 2019 and hasn't missed a beat. 100 goals in 130 games doesn't look great for a traditional small forward, but Myers is far from that. He gets up the ground often and averages nearly a goal assist per game using his IQ, which is his strength. 16.7 disposals and nearly 6 score involvements for career averages are excellent numbers, and Geelong have been able to translate his X factor into production in the AFL. So quickly looking through the most recent drafts, who are some players taken at similar picks that could become steals? The number one might be Lawson Humphreys from Geelong. The 21-year-old was taken at pick 63 in the 2023 draft and played every game from round 16, including both finals. He looked poised, showed off his kicking on both feet, and looks like a future star. Eddie Ford at North Melbourne was taken at pick 56 in 2020 and played a career-high 18 games last season. He has good size and athletic ability as a medium forward, and maybe with some better service he could flourish. A final shout out is Riley Garcia from the Western Bulldogs. He just signed a new 3-year contract extension and showed flashes in his 12 games in 2024. He has speed and toughness and seems to have overcome injuries which have hampered him so far in his AFL career.